when we started to paint, to create, to represent everyday objects, the first things that came to my mind were cave paintings. The terms usually implies prehistoric origin, but cave paintings can also be of recent production. We can say that the oldest known cave painting were more than 44,000 years old. They were found in the region Franco-Cantabric between France and Spain, and also in Indonesia. Now, these are some pictures of hunting, prehistoric hunting. So, daily objects for them were arrows and bows. Very simple, very practical, very real. I also wanted to show you some everyday objects from Panamanian pre-Columbian times. The ceramics that you see are from the central region of Panama, from about 500 to 1000 AD. This region is not far away from the mosque, the location of the mosque that we saw last week. These ceramics, they are different shapes. They are plates, they are vases as well, and they represent a human, half animals. For instance, one of them it has a crocodile head and feathers. Maybe it reminds of the feathers from the mask that we saw last week. There is a jar with a human face. Some ideas that we can also use for creating new pieces. I would like to show you as well a piece of contemporary art from one of my favorite artists, Félix González Torres, a Cuban artist. This piece is called Untitled Rose in LA from 1991. It's made of 175 tons of candy, single colored, same-size pieces of real candy. Unmanageable, this work is hard to preserve. It will demolish itself after a certain period of time because it's still organic material. In normal language, it's simply food. However, there is a little bit more behind this piece. The artwork is called in full Untitled Portrait of Ross in LA because Ross is Ross Layrock, Torres Gonzalez's late partner, who slowly died of AIDS. The candy can take the pile that slowly becomes smaller and smaller until it will be completely gone. In the year 2000, inspired by Félix González Torres, I created some installations and sculptures in an exhibition that I had at the Museum of Contemporary Art of Panama. One of these pieces is called Little by Little, a Beautiful Love is Born, and is formed by 10,000 small bags of oils. In Panama, in those days, small bags of oils were sold for cooking and even for using as hair cream. People just and simply had different ways of using it, and they were part of everybody's daily life. Actually, they were quite humble, they were quite cheap, and they were only possible to use because for working class people because they cost almost nothing, few pennies. And the final piece that I'm going to show you is a sculpture, a piñata sculpture with the shape of the Royal Yacht Britannia that is called Mary Britannia. And this piece of piñata sculpture is sailing in a sea of candies or sweets.